Em Rusciano and Michael Lucas.
You have been warned, it is Giggle Fest 2020.
This is Emsolation.
Are you being discriminated against now because your name's Karen?
Like, a dickhead's a dickhead no matter what.
Musty Mole went from zero to kidnap very quickly.
It's not socially acceptable to go out without your pants on. We've all accepted the fact that pants are necessary.
You're in Emsolation.
Yeah, well, I've booked a hotel out, bitch. Come at me. I've got big balls. Hello, welcome to Emsolation. It's your friend Em here. It's going to be a very quick intro because Elio's just woken up from his nap and, oh, God, he gave me a beautiful cuddle. You know, and they smell that beautiful sleep smell. It smells of calm and, oh, darling. And then he ripped my earring out and stabbed me in the face with it. Toddlers are savage. You forget how savage they are. Sometimes he'll be cuddling me and then he'll just take a chunk out of my shoulder. And the headbutting, what's with the surprise headbutting? We'll be having a moment and then he'll just Liverpool kiss me. Don't you, baby? He's just standing here in a nappy and a T-shirt. It's very cute. He had not immunisations. He had a blood test earlier yesterday. And the one, her name was Krista. She was so wonderful. He was quite traumatised in the last immunisation he had because he had to have 3 at once and he remembers. And as soon as we got there and as soon as he saw the nurses, he started panicking. But they were lovely. They were so good. And I posted a video on my Instagram, if you've seen it. Elio told the story, you know, and the toddler drama is amazing. I pointed to it and I videoed him. He'll tell you the story and he will tell anyone that comes near him. He'll point to his arm. So that's good. I guess we can pinpoint the exact moment his first childhood trauma started. Look, I just wanted to remind you, and this kind of comes out of the blue, but I've been coming up against a bit of resistance. And look, so much of my career is me thinking of an idea and being told, no, that can't happen, and then doing it anyway. And I'm not pretending to be some kind of maverick or, you know, pioneer, but I learned very early not to accept someone saying to me, that's not how we do things, or, you know, this is standard. Because if I had have accepted that, I would gotten nowhere. I would be nowhere. I would be sitting at home crying. And it struck me that no one ever told me it was okay to question that. So I just wanted to, it happened again to me this morning. I was questioning, somebody didn't want to pay an invoice for 90 days. And I'm like, well, I've got to support a family. And would you like not to be paid for 90 days? And like, oh, this is just how the company do it. And I said, well, I think you need to reassess that. And I think, you know, and I just kept pushing. And I think especially women, we don't want to appear difficult or over the top. We don't appear demanding. And that's just the way society likes us, polite. Don't stick our head up. But I guess it's just me giving you your reminder and permission to question the status quo, to question an answer someone gives you. There is nothing wrong with asking for a different result, as long as you're being polite and you're not demanding things. And not even polite, as long as you're respecting them and yourself. But I just wanted to remind you, you don't have to accept, sorry, this is just how things are done, or it's standard practice. You don't have to. This is my permission to you. Oh, he's getting whingy. I better go. Coming up next, you're going to hear Michael and I inappropriately discussing Victoria's Chief Health Officer, Professor Brett Sutton. Just a little bit of gentle sexual objectification. Oh, God, because we have such a complicated relationship with Dan Andrews at the moment, because, you know, there's been a few missteps. I still like Dan. We've now all turned our thirsty attention to the Chief Health Officer, the Silver Fox, Brett Sutton. I joined a Facebook group that is just called Brett Sutton is Hot, which I love. Come here, puppy. So we do that. We talk about the Emmy nominations. Obviously, he and I are avid consumers of television. He is probably Australia's most employed and respected TV writer at the moment, my best friend. He's the Beyonce of TV writers in Australia at the moment, which is so great. We talk about that and the big snubs for the Emmy announcements. And what else did we talk about? Oh, God, it happened half an hour ago, so my sieve brain has forgotten what else we spoke. Oh, yes, we spoke about the black and white female empowerment photo challenge that's been rolling around Instagram. He kind of didn't really understand why it was happening, felt it was a bit performative. We talk about that. I obviously did it and put a photo up. We talk about the origins of that, which a lot of people don't really know. It comes from a really kind of tragic backstory. So we discussed that and, look, a lot more. It was quite rowdy at the end. I remember suggesting, oh, yeah, that's right. I'm sorry, I think I get a bit shouty talking about what I think should happen on the red carpet at the Emmys that are happening. Let's just say it involves a lot of DIYing at home. So enjoy. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to go because, Elio, you've been very patient, my baby. Haven't you? Yeah. I love that you're here. I love that you're bothering. I feel so seen. I really enjoy doing this, especially in Isolation 2.0. It's really giving me something to look forward to. All right, play the music.
Em Rusciano and Michael Lucas. This is Emsolation.
All right, I'm just going to say, we're bringing him straight in because we're already laughing and arguing about, and I'm afraid he's going to back down because wet his pants on his big stance he made via text this morning. Michael Lucas, we want to talk straight away. If you're on Instagram, you might have noticed that your feed is full of black and white pictures of women with the words challenge accepted written on it and under it with hashtag women's empowerment, empowering women. And basically, everyone has been encouraged, all women have been encouraged to post a photo they like of themselves in black and white because they've been nominated by another woman who finds them empowering. And so the chain mail continues. And I did it. And it's not something I would normally do, but I got so many nominations, which was really lovely that people see me as someone who empowers women, that I wanted to also nominate other people, other women in my life.
You also got a nomination to do the J-Lo Super Bowl challenge. You resisted that one for a powerful nomination.
Not as empowering the J-Lo Super Bowl challenge. So you imagine my surprise this morning when I received a text message from my best friend in the whole world, one Michael John Lucas, saying, I don't really understand the Women Supporting Women challenge. Why is it a selfie? Basically saying, it's not a good thing.
Yes. I might as well have written, it's your friend Michael. I want to mansplain feminism to you.
So there's been a little bit of backlash, of course, because that is the cycle of life now. Something happens, a lot of people jump on board, then some people hate it, and then now I'm the backlash to the backlash. So I'm going to defend it. So what is it that you didn't understand initially about the concept?
The initial thing, obviously, basically 80% of the women in my life have participated in it. And I have actually really loved looking at all the disclaimers flowing out. Terrified. I feel at the moment like I'm standing against a river of lava thinking, I can swim through that. I'll be all right.
You are in a safe space.
It was when I clicked on it and looked at it, it took me a second to comprehend. At first, I thought the thing was that you post a picture of someone who supported you at one point and sort of tell the story of why. But then I realised, no, it's posting. Oh, it's yourself. You post a picture of yourself. Mm-hmm. And my thing was, why is it a selfie? And how does that support the other women was my question. Having said that, I've educated myself now.
Hang on. You haven't educated yourself.
No, I have, because I do know where it comes from now. The sauce. I cracked the sauce.
Good, but also you did receive a flurry of text messages back from me this morning.
Educated me.
Thank you. I would like you to reveal the source of education.
Oh, very much so. Very much so. And also, far be it for me, I am the king of online challenges. I will do anything. And maybe it was sour grapes. Maybe it's they've invented an online challenge that I cannot participate in. I must cast shit on it.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. And obviously, people that I respect were adverse to it. Women, Melissa Leung, obviously from MasterChef, Clementine Ford, famed feminist, writer, journo, they were both against it. And when I'm usually on the same page as those two. So when I read that they felt like the selfie aspect was a little bit self-indulgent, I questioned it. But then I was able to kind of come full circle on it. And it was kind of a moment for me is I was forced to find a photo that I liked of myself, which is hard for me. And also I spent 10 minutes reflecting on the women that I wanted to post, and I was in a kind of a headspace of gratitude. And it's hard to feel negative and upset when you're in a headspace of gratitude. So I really felt good afterwards, remembering how much support I'd had from the women I'd tagged. And I also felt great that a lot of people had contacted me and women I admire saying, you're someone that's really empowered me, so thank you. So I think if the end result was that headspace of women realizing that they're not alone, they do have these great communities, then who gives a fuck about the selfie? Do you know what I mean? Like, and also, to be honest, photos that I put up of other people on my Instagram don't get as much notice as photos that I put up of myself. And that's the truth. People follow my stuff, I guess, to see me. And so more likely to read a caption if it's a photo of me than if it's a photo of a stranger.
Indeed. Well, I did look into the source of it all. Do you want to know where it was born,
course,
this challenge?
Yes, do it. Yes. I mean, I know I also did because I was ready to mount a 5-point argument against you, but yeah, go.
No, well, it came from an online campaign in Turkey and basically over there at the moment, there's a real horrific epidemic of violence against women. I mean, there has been for some years, but, you know, COVID and the quarantines and all those sort of things have just really intensified it. And in July alone, 40 women have been murdered. And so every day in Turkey, people are waking up and seeing these black and white pictures of women in the newspapers. And so the idea of it came from let's flood social media with black and white images of women that are empowered and that, you know, as a reaction to that. And in that, when I think of it like that, I definitely concede. And I do not want to take I definitely can see that, like, it's rare that you get an opportunity online just to put out love and celebration for other people or indeed yourself. Sometimes online people find the way to celebrate themselves.
They do.
And I do not want to inject a little bit of arsenic in that juicy apple of love. God, my metaphors are all over the place.
But look, what I do want to say is it's okay to be adverse to something, but to then decide to shit on it to deliberately make other people feel bad, I don't know about that. I don't know about that idea of, like, I just put up a picture of myself in a tracksuit, right? And it's this beautiful handmade tie-dye tracksuit that I've bought from a one-woman show. She's got a little kid. She works by herself in Sydney. And to buy the tracksuit, it's $89 for the top, $89. So $200 tracksuit, right? And I've put that online, and then a couple people felt the need to go, oh, that's so ridiculously priced, da-da-da-da-da. And for me, I don't understand.
Hang on, people were critiquing
how much it cost.
Your tracksuit.
So obviously, my tracksuit. So obviously they've clicked through because the tracksuit's beautiful. It's this hand tie-dyed. It's pink and purple. It's really nice. And I've been looking for some glamorous ISO wear because I'm in Melbourne. And I came across this woman, what's the name of the brand? Camelin, I think it is. Let me get it exactly right. And I found Caramelin. And I found her, and I found this great tracksuit, and it's ethically sourced. They're high-waisted. They're good quality. She hand makes them. It takes her like a week to dye them all beautifully. And then she sends them to your house, and she's doing it with a toddler on her own. And I thought, great. But then people are still like complaining. And so I was like, guys, you don't have to buy the tracksuit. She is doing her best in this horrible, hard time. We're all trying to help each other. And if you buy a Nike tracksuit, if you buy an Adidas tracksuit, it's the same price. But the idea that you would go under a photo, which has been happening with the black and white photos, has been happening under my tracksuit photo, and complain, it's like... Honestly.
It's like texting your friend the next morning and saying that challenge is shit. Like, what sort of a person would do that?
No, that's fine, because that's an exchange between you and I.
Oh,
and
okay, yes.
I'm totally for texting because that's how you and I work the kinks out of the things that are getting to us. And you, more often than not, it's me texting you saying, this is pissing me off, I don't understand it, before I comment on it publicly.
Yes.
But I just think with everyone who's writing under this, oh, this is self-indulgent, why are you doing this? You're missing the point. They're missing the point that this is about empowering women, and also the woman in the photo is empowering herself. She has found a photo she likes of herself. She's putting it out into the world. She's made it black and white. She's making a statement. She's like, all those things need to be remembered. And the picture of me in the tracksuit, I'm trying to help a woman who's got a tiny business and a little kid in a hard time who makes beautiful handmade, ethically sourced tracksuits. Like, do you know what I mean? I just think if you're a person who feels the need to write that shit on social media, stop and think about what's going on for you. Honestly.
True. And I think what's going on with me is someone's invented a fucking online challenge that I can't be a part of.
Oh, my God. Now, we'll move out of this into some sexual exploitation of the chief health officer, Brett Sutton. Yeah, Silver Fox. Yeah. Brett Sutton. Woo.
Yeah. This is one of those ones that I feel like we need to pre-cancel ourselves going into this conversation and then just go in head first. Because
I'm just warning everybody, things are about to get soups in a propes.
We're in a terrible pandemic.
There's
a lot of suffering.
Correct.
Would it be terribly inappropriate to start objectifying a medical officer in this situation? Yes. But are we going to? You betcha.
We sure are. And I was an early adopter of this one.
Very early.
I want to talk about the fact I texted you weeks ago with the question, is it wrong that I'm attracted to Brett Sutton?
You're incredibly early adopter. It was like the situation when you hear the pop song that will go to number one. You saw the briefing and you thought that is quadruple platinum.
100%. And I said to you, this guy's got it. Like, he is. And every day he fronts up, he fronts up to the press conference and I'm just waiting now. I'm waiting for him. And also, we're also admittedly waiting for the Hot Auslan guy. And when the two of them line up.
Hot Auslan guy was there from the bushfires. I was already on to him.
Yeah. Hot Auslan guy. But when the planets align and you get Suts and Hot Auslan guy, woo, panties on fire.
I've been trying to figure out what has tipped it over it's particularly the second lockdown. And because I'm feeling it too. There's obviously fan pages on Facebook.
Yeah. Oh, I've just joined one and it's just entitled Brett Sutton is hot, capital letters. I love it. It doesn't beat around the bush. It tells you exactly what you're going to get in this Facebook group. But obviously, and you texted to me this morning and I 100% agree with you. We now have a complicated relationship with Dan.
Whoever saw it coming, it was unshakable. It was absolutely unshakable for so long. Uncle Dan.
Yeah, and poor Dan, we don't know, it's weird with him now. So we've had to shift our thirst to someone who, is not the face of the political party fronting the fight against COVID. So, and I also, he's kind of like, oh God, I went and did a bunch of research on him. And
me too. What is your research? What stood out to you? I mean, obviously we've got the old picture of him when he looked like Michael Hutchence.
Oh my God. When he was in Zanzibar. When he was in,
that's it. Yeah.
100%.
The stints he's taken in Afghanistan and Ethiopia. In all honesty, and I joked about this on Twitter, if I was writing a love interest for Offspring, I would develop a character like Brett Sutton. Family tragedy early, lost his father young.
Lost his father at 9 to a stroke at home, and that's what made him realise he wanted to go into the medical profession. He's worked through pandemics. He's worked through famine. He's seen, and you know what else? He loves his job.
Loves it.
Genuinely, he says, I really want to continue here because there's so much more. Once we get through this, there's a bunch of other research that needs to happen, and I genuinely love my job.
And there's also like signature moments on social media, like when Sam Newman was going on about like golf and everything like that and how he needed to do it. And I loved it. He just came out and he goes, my take on golf, you can't do it. There are 4 reasons to leave home. These are the reasons. Golf isn't one of them. Don't do it. And it was like, Also, I loved that his assistant, Annalise Van Diemen, see, I've even got the supporting characters going. Remember, she had the controversial tweet about Captain Cook.
Yes.
And was under all this pressure.
Explain the tweet. She said that COVID arriving.
God, like every other, COVID.
Yep.
She compared the pandemic to the arrival of white people in Australia, which is actually pretty fair because we did bring a whole lot of diseases that wiped out. So in some ways, what we're experiencing now, this notion of a disease for which we have no immunity, is what Indigenous people experienced when we came. But anyway, it was a firestorm and highly likely that she might not have made it through that unless the chief medical officer was so steadfast and such a legend. Also for me, like obviously I have a bit of a Jock Zonfrillo shaped hole in my life right now. There's a space for the silver fox in the suit to come in, and Brett Sutton very admirably fulfills that. Those shoes, or that vest, should I say?
Even when the pandemic's over and we don't need the daily presses, I still demand the daily presses. Like, I don't know, we need Daily Sutton in our life. And also, you drew my attention this morning to a Twitter account, the 120 Days of Sutton, the erotic fiction Victorians need about Professor Brett Sutton, and it is good. Are you sure you're not writing these tweets?
I promise you.
Because it's only this Twitter account, the 120 Days of Sutton, only has 19 followers so far, and you are a very early adopter. Are you sure? Are you sure?
I swear. I swear on my grave. You'll never know. No, I totally swear. I wish I'd thought of it. I wish I thought of it. I could write it because it's a really good... It's obviously a spin on 50 Shades of Grey.
It's so good. Like, I don't even know which tweet to read. You slip your begrudgingly applied mask down to your chin and sip the coffee handed to you by Professor Sutton's personal driver as Brett slams the car door of the passenger side. Don't you go anywhere, he growls, pointing an accusing finger at you for emphasis. Look, what are we going to call ourselves?
As a Sutton fan.
Sluts for Suttons.
Oh. No.
Suttens. The
Suttens.
Suttens. The Suttens. No. No, that's not good. Chodites.
And then obviously there'll be, there's obviously got to be the side gay one, which is, Puffs for the Professor or something like that.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. Oh, yeah, Professor. Oh, I'm loving. Yeah, I know. This is so inappropriate. We're soz. We did give you a disclaimer, though. Like, we did pre-warn you that this was going to happen. But
and keep in mind, we're in Melbourne. Things are depressing.
We need
cling
something.
on to a crack of light. We have to watch these briefings every day because we're so paranoid about what's happening. And if we can find a little patch of inspiration / attraction in this nightmare, we're taking it with both hands. And I do think there's a little bit of... There is sort of Stockholm syndrome at the moment. He's sort of there guiding us through and we must listen to him.
We must and we do and we want to. And if we can somehow figure out how we can get Jock and the Professor in one space, Daddy Jock.
Jesus.
Oh, God. I'm trying to think. There's just no conceivable reason to put them in the same room at the moment. There's the eggplant challenge that's going on. Is Professor Sutton into eggplants? I don't know. God. We encourage you to go and check out the Professor Sutton is Hot Facebook group. I'm a member. And follow the... I'm very suspect that because you do love erotic fan fiction. You can throw some out there. And I'm very suspect that you're not the writer of the 120 Days of Sutton, but we'll follow this.
No, he genuinely does feel like a character that I could have written, but alas, it is not me at the moment. I'm just an avid reader.
Oh, he's so good. All right, well. Before I let you go, look, our Olympics have arrived. The announcement of trials, the Emmy nominations have come out. And look, it's good. They've 34% of nominees are people of colour, which is fantastic, up from 19% last year. There have been some notable snubs. Reese Witherspoon starred in Everything. Did not get a nomination.
But maybe she split the vote. Maybe that was the thing. Maybe if you're a Reese fan, you're like, oh, do I do Big Little Lies or do I do Morning Wars or do I do... I can't even remember that. Little Fires Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Which way do you go? Don't take it hard, Reese.
As you did point out, she basically played the same character in all three. So
I did point that out.
Yes, in the text message this morning. Yes. Sorry.
The excitement for me is Australia's own Sarah Snook.
Yes.
And yes, good friend of mine from the film Not Suitable for Children is nominated for supporting actress for Succession against this makes me hyperventilate. She is against Helena Bonham Carter for The Crown. She is against...
I don't agree with that nomination. Keep going.
Oh, controversy.
I don't... She was good, but I don't think she was the best in The Crown. And I also thought she was miscast. I felt like it was too much... I felt like she should have probably played the younger version as well. It was too much of a leap from the person that was cast playing that role, Princess Margaret, in the Claire Foy Crown.
Okay.
Do you remember the actress that they cast?
Yeah.
I feel like Helen Bonham Carter, like all the other actors and actresses seem to follow logically, like they all resembled the same, but I just feel like it was night and day with those two actresses. I just thought it was a miscast. But I love her as an actress, and I feel like if she had been in the first season, it would have, but obviously they don't do that, they recast. But I just feel like it was a bit jarring for me Just that's all I have to say. I'm a big fan of the documentary The Crown, as you know. So,
But my love for her is so overwhelming that
I love her. Obviously, I love her.
I will take any leap of disbelief.
Oh, that's very generous of you. Okay,
across
good.
the line.
Continue,
Anyway,
yes.
and Laura Dern is also in the category for Big Little Lies. Julia
Yes.
Garner, Ozark. Thandie Newton, Westworld. Fiona Shaw, Killing Eve. And then also Meryl Streep. Big Little Lies.
Oh,
Snook
Snook.
is against. It's Snook v. Streep.
Look, I'm going to call Snook is a friend of mine adjacent to you. I only know her through you, and her and I just chat via DMs because she lives in another part of the world usually. I'm going to just say like my friend is up against Meryl Streep now because I know she's technically your friend and you're very good friends.
And also that she will presumably get to meet Meryl Streep unless they can't know what. This is why I need to know what is happening with the ceremony. How are they going to do it?
Well,
Because
they've
they don't know yet.
announced a host. Jimmy Kimmel is hosting it in September. Oh, wait, is it Jimmy Fallon? I always get those two mixed up. Jimmy Kimmel or Jimmy Fallon? Just let me check. Wait, here we go. Zendaya's been nominated as well, which is good.
She was
I like
great.
her.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
great.
I really like her. Wait, I thought I saw it. It's happening in September and Jimmy Kimmel. I always get Fallon and Kimmel mixed up. I don't know why. I have to really think about which one I'm going to talk about. It says 20th of September, but no one knows how the ceremony is going to actually take
Right.
place. Like, I don't know. I feel like if it's zooming into rich people's houses, we can't have it. Like, I just want to state straight off the bat, if the Emmys is just going to Meryl's living room, I don't want it. I don't want it.
You insist that if you have to take every celebrity in Hollywood to a compound and
Yes.
lock them down for
Correct.
2 weeks
Yep.
separately and test
Yep.
them all
Yep.
and then bring in the designers, then so be it.
No, what I want to see though, Michael, and this is what I'm going to say. So I'm obviously a big fan of Drag Race, but we don't talk about it on this podcast because you're not. So
I'm not a fan.
No,
I'm just
no,
not I'm not the religious.
No, you're not a religious
you know.
fan like I am. So it's hard for us to have conversations about it, like meaningful ones. And they're the only conversations I want to have about RuPaul's Drag Race. But obviously with the most recent episodes of RuPaul's Drag Race, the queens are getting announced while they're at home in isolation, the winners. And what I appreciate, the recent winner, Shea Coulee, who won All Stars Season 5, and rightly so, what a redemption story. She lost to Sasha Velour in Season 9 just after her father and sister died. And she was so crushed by it all, she just couldn't go on. And then she's come back and won All Stars 5. And when she's posting photos from home, she has coordinated the background with beautiful big draping swaths of fabric to what she's wearing. Now, she's clearly at home, but she's put some effort into the background. And that's what I want to see. If we're going to have to do the Emmys, I want the stars to be sent red carpets. I want them to put on their frocks. I want them to do glam. What else are they doing in ISO? Nothing. There's no
Like
reason
when
why.
Beyonce did her pregnancy reveal shot and she had the
Correct.
whole
Yep.
whole autumnal leaf thing happening.
But I feel like, remember, when I agreed to promote Hamilton, I got sent an at-home box by the Disney people, which was very much appreciated. So I feel like if you get an Emmy nomination, then the Emmy organisers should just pop together a little, like, do-it-yourself care kit that gets sent to the celebrity's house, and it involves carpet, little statuettes, the whole thing. And that's what I want to see happen for the Emmys. That's all I'm saying.
Well, in some ways you can go sort of a ridiculous level of glam couture where in this instance you don't even have to go anywhere with it. It doesn't
Correct.
even need to be functional to move.
No.
It can just be good for the shot. That's all it's about.
This could be the year of ridiculous headwear. Think how uncomfortable you're allowed to be because you can just be sitting in your lounge room. This should be the most fashion, insane, like forward-thinking couture year of the Emmys red carpets ever. Like, I want to see it. I want Billy Porter just swinging on a fucking trapeze in a leotard and a cape on stilts, and then he
This
can
should
just
be
sit in
the
his lounge
year
room.
designers aim to create couture that you can only wear from a trapeze 6 feet in the air without
Correct.
any movement whatsoever.
That's right, because you bitches can just sit down again straight away. Like, honestly, maximum effort this year because, God, I need it. I mean, we need it.
Well, also, it is true to the fact, like, we love a dress up. We absolutely
we
love a
do
dress
love
up.
a dress up.
The
We do.
reality of it is the rush is the first 20 minutes of the night when you've
Correct.
achieved the dress up and you're taking the pictures. And in both of our
100%.
cases, we are very, very happy to let that last until we've made sure we've got the exact right shot and then we're pretty much in tracksuit pants.
Oh,
That's what
mate, I'm
happens.
willing to cross back to Meryl in her beautiful velour leisure suit, sit in a cuppa, hair up in a messy mum bun, waiting for the results. I am more than happy for there to be 2 phases to this night, red carpet, and then let's get comfortable, because that's what we're all doing at home. Like, I just want people to know I'm okay with that. All right?
If they just were open to your ideas, this could be the best Emmys ever.
Correct. And it's my namesake awards. When I was a kid, I used to love the Emmys being on because everyone in my family and my husband called me Emmy. So, you know, I've got a very close affinity to these awards.
Your DNA is in these awards.
Well, Madonna's first band, guess what it was called?
Emmy. I know, it's a sign she's your mother.
Woohoo! All right, God. I think I'm a bit hot under the colour because we're talking about Brett Sutton.
I know, he's really got you rolled up. His steady calm just produces a very inverse effect, and those that watch him got I'm shutting up. Paul Mescal from Normal People also got an Emmy. Our other, feels like about 8 years ago he was our boyfriend.
Can you remember?
Before Jock, before we even knew Jock.
A few of our boyfriends got nominated, actually. Dev Patel got nominated. He's a boyfriend of mine.
Excellent hair.
Cousin...
Greg.
Yeah, Cousin Greg got nominated. He's our boyfriend. A few boyfriends got nommed. That's good. But yeah, Paul Mescal, but controversially, Daisy did not get nominated. I believe, what's her name in the show? Connor and...
Oh, God. See, this is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We can't... It was Connell.
And
Marianne.
Marianne.
Oh, yeah. My God.
I know, see? Can we talk about the real snub?
What is the real snub? I don't know what it is.
Where was the fucking nomination for 365 D&I? What happened?
Well, no, that got
Did it miss the date? Did it miss the date?
Didn't it get a Polish cinema release? So technically that would be for the Oscars, not the Emmys.
Thank God. Okay, there's still time. Thank God. I'm going to start the campaign now. I'm going to write some letters to the Academy. Well, let's be honest. If there's a year where it could win because no one's releasing any films, no one. Mulan's been put back. Avatar 2's been put back. This could be the year where we see 365 Days win Best Film because it's Stephen Bradbury of films. It's the only one that got up. Oh, my God.
Everyone else would see it as the absolute end of Western culture, not us.
We would stand and clap from our lounge rooms. Oh, my God. Oh, this is what happens when I have 3 coffees and no food. All right, good. So that's a campaign we should start, 365 Days for the Oscar. All right, thank you so much. Don't forget, we're going to go away and record our Q&A. That's going to come out Friday. We've got some saucy, spicy questions today. People want to know obsessively. I got 10 questions about our first fight. So,
I know.
Or any fight.
Well,
We'll
what's going to be the answer to that? I love how we're turning it. What a cliffhanger.
Biggest
as though it's going to be something really juicy.
Don't ruin that. Friday, listen to our Q&A episode coming out. Ooh, what was our biggest fight? You won't believe what we fought about. Click here to find out more. All right. Thanks. Talk soon.
Talk soon.
Bye.
This is Emsolation.
Well, that's it. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Emsolation. Look, I did just want to kind of bounce back to the black and white photo thing, and I wanted to say that I think the initial message has definitely been lost. When I posted my black and white photo, I didn't realise what the origins of it were. I didn't realise that Turkish people wake up every day to see a black and white photo of a woman who's been murdered on their Instagram feed, and the black and white photo challenge was started as a way to recognise these women and stand in solidarity with them and to remind people that this is happening. So while a lot of us are posting these black and white photos, you know, with good intentions, I think the initial message has definitely been lost, and I feel badly about that, which is why I'm speaking about it now, and I posted about it on Instagram. But definitely no ill will has come, you know, that it wasn't a bad thing, but it kind of teaches me that I don't normally do these challenges or these chainmail things, and I wished I'd done more research before I did it, but I definitely don't want to take the post back because those women that I singled out are very important to me. So I acknowledge, you know, my part, playing a part in not being educated enough. And again, more learning for me. I was always learning about myself. So, yeah, that's just what I wanted to put in here in this outro. All right, I better go. Young man is yelling at me. I'm coming right now. I just wanted to explain myself, which I can do because it's my podcast. And that would have kept me up tonight if I didn't do it. And thanks to Matt, my editor, for allowing me to do it. All right, guys, have a wonderful day. Don't forget we do have the bonus ep coming out Friday, the Q&A, lots of great questions coming in. Don't forget to subscribe on Apple if you listen through Apple Podcasts. Leave a review. If you listen on Spotify, follow us. Tell your friends. Every listen helps us. And the community is growing. We've got big numbers this month. So excited. And have a great day. And we'll speak soon. Bye.